afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast. Me, host Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda, Hero Psych Defender of the Fatherland. Off here to an exciting 1 vs 1 on Angoville. Between the south, you got Ragnar, look, fighting here for the Oberkommandist, Germany, Deutschland. Rolling out here for the 2nd Panzer Division versus north, you got Dave, fighting for America, freedom, democracy. Taking on the role here of the 3rd Armored Division. With the rifleman reaction start here with his full Volkskundiges and Kuwait out here for Ragnar, indicating he might be playing against German Panzers aggressively, or maybe not. But that's usually what I'd be doing if I went for the Kugelwagen like that. Second round squad on the way there for Dave. We got here breakthrough Luftwaffe and special operations with infantry Sturmpanier bulletins versus rifle company, armor company, and heavy cavalry with double infantry and grenades here for Dave. Also big thanks to Urko and to Saberum for donating and supporting the Propagandacast, allowing me to keep doing what I do on a daily basis. So very big thanks to both of those gentlemen. And if you like what I do, you can also donate. Links in the video description there. Or you can pledge on Patreon. Either way there, we got here the Kuwait westwards as the Sturmpanzers now go out here doing a lot more aggressive as Dave. So there you go. While initially just linked it about why Ragnar quickly switched to Sturmpanzers to a much more aggressive footing, seeking out units to hunt down, destroy for the fatherland. Kuwait here versus against the rear echelons. MD-34, they hammer away from the back seat against the rear echelons to quickly fall back in the face of such undaunted German aggression. There goes Sturmpanzers going for the car point. Ragnar just strikes, lunges out like a dagger blow. We got more Volkskunde away there for Ragnar. We got the Eastern Volkskunde moving up here with the 3rd Rifle Squad on the way for Dave and Democracy. Sandbags being tossed down here behind the bushes. Yeah, so never see sandbags. Well, others they will see, but Nazis. I'm specifically laying behind the bush. Driving under fire from the Kuwait and the Sturmpaniers holding up there. He's basically just now trying to lock down the calf point. We got a 3rd Rifle Squad out there. I mean, if Dave makes a big enough push to the Sturmpaniers, Kuwait will be able to be enough. But at the same time, that just means Dave then committed most of his riflemen to retaking that calf point, meaning they can't be elsewhere. So, obviously, in that sense, there's some tactical considerations there to be had. Forces continue to grab territory on the east, and of course, this could be one of the benefits from just making this kind of movement here for Ragnar. It just allows his forces to just unopposed secure the eastern side as he pushes in here and keeps Dave tied down in the west. So in that regard, this is a pretty clever move. We've got the Volkskunde up. The Kuwait is close to being destroyed. They need to fall back pretty soon. It won't be able to last much longer. Sturmpanzers taking heavy damage, and they got riflemen pursuing it in just one sweeping olive green tide. But there goes. So focusing down the Kuwait and the Sturmpanzers getting off a lot of free shots. There was actually a bit of a mistake there by Dave. And the Sturmpanzers do what they do best for the assault rifles, which is shoot armies. Brandhunt ran off into the mix of all of this, and there we go, before retreating himself, catching some more American troops there in the scorching fires of the 3rd Reich. More forces around here for Ragnar as they head westwards. There up north, points being secured as well. Riflemen have depleted, and overall, Ragnar didn't suffer too heavily in those engagements. Most of the damage actually went to the Kugelwagen, which can actually fix. Comparatively, Dave's forces did take some beatings, and under next assault there from Ragnar mounting some issues. Of course, Dave here sees an opportunity to go for the car point that way, disrupt Ragnar in return. Very good move there by Dave. Very good spotting there. Rifleman hanging about here, defending though, just in case Ragnar might try and push west again immediately. Sandbags here, but no, not really good defending any attack here, but on the other hand, good for Ragnar to defend in case the house gets occupied. So that's actually some pretty good tactical foresight there by him, to be honest. Most players would generally never set up sandbags like that, so that's actually a thumbs up then. Certainly might be something I want to remember doing myself when I play on Angoville. Volksmarine against the riflemen, attacking them from both sides. Good move there by Ragnar. Volksmarine could pop a grenade if they had the munitions, but they don't quite have them. But still, point reconnected. Riflemen have to retreat soon. Now Dave's going to be shot one rifle squad. We get a mortar out here for Ragnar up north, rather than being swarmed and overwhelmed by the Volkskundiges. Ragnar just applying too much pressure there to poor Dave. Another rifle squad moving, mortar rounds landing off the mark by quite a bit. And we got Dave there going for the lieutenant's response to this kind of pressure here from Ragnar. He's just going to hit back the lieutenant, which is a pretty solid response. Very strong infantry against all of this. With the Thompson and the BAR, can really hurt Ragnar's infantry, particularly hasn't taken up very fast himself. Plus, up for 50 calibers, which will also be quite helpful against all of this infantry that Ragnar has. Kuwait there pushing back the reactions in the far west, grabbing points here. More to good to go again. Riflemen reinforcing, sending out as well here for democracy and freedom. Folks advancing here, crossing the road. Hey Jürgen, why did the American cross the road? I don't know. to avoid some machine Angoville. Ho ho ho! That wasn't very funny, you know. Shut up, I'm hilarious. Ruffling about, they got the mortar there. Grand points in the west, Kuvang sneaking about. And there you go, Lieutenant firing up. On this side, the Lieutenant should have a reasonable advantage. Then again, the Fulton was actually able to get off some shots here, so might be less advantageous. And there you go, actually forced retreating due to the response of the Rifleman flanking from the south. Very good move there. Plus, I imagine the mortar might also been sort of helpful then convincing Ragnar to move out. Doctor shows near for Ragnar. He's the first one out here with Luftwaffe ground forces. Could lay down flak emplacements. Though that one is less likely to happen. And we got a flak half-track on the way as well there. So he could actually go for a lot of flak here versus Dave. He's about to lose his rifle. We got the Lieutenant here saving the day, pushing back the Fulton, grabbing the fuel point here in the west. He could also hit there. Sweeping forward, see. 50 cover out there for Dave. It's not going to be helpful versus the flak half-track unless he can catch it with their armor piercing runs in a good pre-planned position. Oh, it's not going to matter so much. But of course, he could also be going for something else. Weapon racks, bazookas. There are options there. And we got heat tank traps to help grab the western fuel point. So nice counter-strike here, but Dave pushing back against Ragnar across most fronts and securing as much fuel and denying, of course, as much fuel as possible to Ragnar as well. So very well played. They're well reasonably played anyways. Dave though has yet to commit to a doctrine versus Ragnar. And there we go, we got the 251-17 out here for Ragnar and the 2nd Panzer Division. Got the ambulance following up here for Dave. 50 cup setting up, and there you go, falls out in the open quickly. Dropped to the ground as Jürgen finds his innards eviscerated by very large bullets. Flag captain running against the rifle in the east. If he's not anticipating anything nasty, it can work out easily. Because Dave has no anti-tank weapons in the east, so there you go, the rifling just getting absolutely obliterated here. In fact, almost lands a full watt against them with a flak half-track. That's pretty good there for Ragnar. Less amazing though for Dave, less amazing. And we can see here that Ragnar's going for the MG34 of his own, a machine and gewehr. Followed the big suppressed by the 50 cover, taking heavy losses, push back as well there. And the Lieutenant's just been sort of running around corners here, trying to keep the flak half-tag up, ready to ambush any units, and then push for the fuel. Very nice move there by Dave, taking advantage of Ragnar, possibly struggling a bit with his attention span, or just forgetting about the Lieutenant, or possibly not knowing. I mean, those should have been paying attention there. But anyways, Lieutenant here, catching Ragnar off guard, and really doing some damage here. Could force the flak half-track back, which means this is actually going to be safe. So this is actually a really strong maneuver by Dave here in the east, even in particular if the MG34 arrives. It has forced him to pull back the flak half, the anti-tank grenades, and I imagine the armor-piercing rounds also had a part to play in that. Maybe. So we got the ambulance here, ready for Dave, handing out medical supplies. Remember guys, this is freedom, not socialism. Rifleman 50 coming eastwards there. He's going to push up pressure here against Ragnar. Very good move instead of just trying to sit about defending here, though he might still want to send some troops down here just in case to sort of spot ahead. But still keeping that pressure, keeping momentum as Ragnar here is what I think is very much critical here for Dave. He could consider grenades, might be helpful. But we'll see what Dave does end up with here against Ragnar and the 2nd Panzer Division here. And there you go. Half take there, not anticipating the 50 caliber there, firing at it. Normal pistol rounds though, so less damage suffered overall. Less damage suffered. Mortifier there though, having an impact on the full grenadiers. Rather than get moving. Going for an anti-aircraft half-track of Zen to counter the flak half-track, at least try to stop it. That's definitely one way of doing it. It's going to come down to who basically makes the best use of that flak half-track then. And the west heading back to the fuel. Eastern side has already been reclaimed here by Ragnar and the German army. Half-tech halfway done. Flak half-tech setting up. And the east, oh, he's flanking in the MG34 with his 50 caliber. Nice work there by Dave. Nice work. We got a student post squad flanking the 50 caliber in return. I like the idea though. I like the idea. You got Mines there almost being hit by the rear echelons, but well, that's going to get unpleasant if he's not careful. There you go. Pin, forced retreat. Mine goes off, but accidentally there by the flak half-track. Kuba in there. Ooh, could see a loss there, could see a loss in there. Ah, yes, anti-tank rifle grenade takes out the Kuba button, leaving Ragnar with one less chess piece on the battlefield to move about rapidly. MG34 continue to be where it is. He's sending the half-track here westward to deal with a flak half-track. A Kednefer is... it's not hard to say they was going to send it. Oh, it looks like they might accidentally meet each other here. Sending up the flak half-track first, anti-tank half. Oh, shooting infantry to the half-track section. We'll be able to get close. There you go, pops it up. And he's caught moving. Oh, he's... oh, no, a mistake here by Ragnar. Oh, dear, he's going to lose the flak half-track. He should have tried to pull it around there instead. He tried to get behind the half-track. That's a great miscalculation, but Ragnar down. There was some kind of pathing issue of the graded count all the way. The flak half-track down, anti-aircraft half-track obliterated it. That is pretty good for David. That was a pretty good kill. Since half-tracks barely suffered any damage in the process. Got 5 to make a summed in here by Ragnar. Rather close to the enemy. He needs to be careful about this. I mean... one of the reasons why the landings at Crete went so absolutely awfully wrong was because they dropped the troops too close to the enemy, meaning they could sort of quickly respond and deal with them. Little fun fact there. The reason why it went wrong at Market Garden is because they didn't drop them too far away from the objectives, which is another issue you want to avoid. Got the mortar after they're opening up their full screens here, pinning them down, murdering them in cold blood. Oh dear, I couldn't have gave itself away, firing at a 50 caliber machine gun. But Jürgen, it says so big, they look like tanks. Say Americans might be fat, but you're not gonna ever make me believe they look like tanks, you idiot. Just admit it, you got an itchy trigger finger. Trot on the way there for Ragnar. And well, the overall average American trooper basically was supplying much better than the German troop soldier, including also getting a lot more to eat. Little fun fact there. Mine went off. 50 cops sitting up there, defending the fuel. Pointfuls running straight into it and getting suppressed there. And we got smoke bombs in here to try and put a stop to that. He continues onwards. Nice move there by Ragnar. Goddamn Crouch using smoke, obscuring our fields of fire. Goddamn Nazis. Got the Kevin full support here, dealing with the lieutenant. Not necessarily the best uses of the Raketnev again. And he's got the truck, they just eats up for strap punted quarters. The question is, where does he want it set up? As for Dave, I think at the current rate he can probably just push for a major and then sort of go for some medium armor, in which case he could consider Rifle Company. And some ECH here versus a Ragnar. But there you go. We got the Fallschirmjägers out there. FT-42s are ready to take apart some Yankees. And there you go. Could go for the reactions. Might in fact be what he's planning here. Firing from every possible window they can. And then go get to wipe. A small wipe here, but still a wipe. Nothing further happening there. We got weapon racks up, increasing the BR count here for Dave. And the reaction squad on the way to replace the one cut down by the Krauts. Murdered by the Nazis. You got the 5th cover there. Slightly awkward set up. At the same time, the weight set up, there's a chance he could actually get flanked. Oh dear. There you go. Caught by the MG34. 5 minutes flanking as well. Half take those nearby. Got the 5th cover. It's going to have to retreat for now. And now it's going to soon be Ragnar then, who's going to be pulling the fuel advantage over Dave again. Steel Pioneer squad holding up some of Dave's troops. Here we got a Kednev moving westwards again. Calf Point, there we go, setting up the spare punted course to prevent Dave from harassing that. At least it's easily been doing so far. Feel they cut off. We got the half there to save the day, gaining vets into 1. The 2 kills, and there you go. Rifleman into the spare punted quarters, the 3rd son of flak, proving to be too great an obstacle for the rifleman to overcome. Through sheer guts and bravado alone, anyways. And you've heard for the dealing with advancing German troops. And the White's going for the Calf Point there. Good tactical moves there by Ragnar, keeping up pressure on Dave and just looking to arm as much fuel as possible, of course securing himself as much. Davis begun his take up as well. But as it currently stands, Ragnar's more likely to get up Panzer 4 before Dave can get out any medium tanks. And of course, the important thing to keep in mind is Dave does not have any anti-tank guns, he needs easy access to them. So he could find himself forced to consider either the armor company to call in tank destroyers or Jackson. There's also a rifle company in the EC8, but heavy cavalry right now will turn out to be able to help him a lot. So we'll see where that ends up. If we get the half to defending the Calf Point, well, which has been secured by the Germans, but now I got a friendly reminder from the German armies like Kedmir for that it shouldn't be around. Lieutenant being surrounded, and there you go. Half check went down. There's too much going on there for David. Nice kill there for Ragnar. Smoke being called in the 5th Cavalry. Mortar nearby. Lots of intense action here between Ragnar and Dave. That's for sure. Lots of intense action. Got the main yard here for Dave. But Ragnar has been hitting all of his Calf Points, just pushing him down to 4 fuel per minute. Absolutely devious play there by Ragnar. Absolutely devious play. Well played though. However devious it is, but Dave is quickly able to rectify that, and he also gets most of the map, so he does get back to more resources here than Ragnar, but still a bit of an awkward situation. We've got a band gun for now to briefly consider it, then decides at it again, then decides against it. Seems like he can't make up his bloody mind. Folks need to be careful, they're taking heavy damage from a lot of sources. Troops being pushed back, and troops are suppressed by the enemy 4 manned here by Ragnar's brave machine and gewehr crew. Now he's actually called in the second one, giving him now 2 MG34s here to contain Dave's infantry. I will say that's a pretty good investment there from Ragnar. A pretty good investment. A pair of MG34s can do a lot to sort of just make it harder for an opposing player to use the infantry. So I think tactically and strategically, double MG34s is a very sound choice there, even if you're struggling with map control. And I think you should put more pressure on the western side. There's sort of a bit more easier to use his machine guns in. Some more time to go for and call in any panzers. We got mines being laid down, the Schumi being hastily ducked down in the dirt. There we go. Now they're 50 caliber away for Dave. So Dave's also committing to double machine guns. Again, very good choice there. If your opponent has a lot of infantry, which Ragnar also does, double 50 calibers is really good. So it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. And we can really see there's a lot of aggressive push as well there from both sides. Very nice to see here. Certainly makes it a bit harder for the LGs to need to take it more casually. They both have to make good aggressive push. You've got a lot of mines being laid down here. It could probably try and set up the machine gun, I think, a bit further forward, so it's sort of better cover up. And we got mortified in, attempting to snuff out the Schwer punted quarters, though with the counter artillery scout. Oh, he's actually calling a second mortar. Oh dear. Dave is really committing here. Really committing to supporting his infantry, not just with double 50 calibers, but also double mortars. That's actually a bit rare. I mean, double 50 calibers are not so rare, but double 50 calibers and double mortars, I would actually say, is a bit of a rare combination. But it's interesting to note. That is interesting to note. Dave, though, continues to remain without a doctoral choice here versus Ragnar. There's still a lack there of the decision making. Schwer punch, of course, they're getting hammered by the mortars in the west there. We got the 50 caliber being overwhelmed by German infantry and support weapons. The west got the fuel point there. But Ragnar's here really giving Dave a hard time of things. A really tough fight. And he's back close to Lucy. Yeah, he lost the mortar there. The fighter makes guarded the unit. The 50 caliber was nowhere to be seen to support here. Only the lieutenant. And the lieutenant couldn't really see them either. So there we go. We got a blend curve off, which just blocks line of sight here. Sneaky move. Sneaky move. And there you go. Being caught here by a lot of things. Seen 2 rifle squads. Well, there's a lieutenant there as well. There's a bit more firepower here. Artillery firing down there. Fighter makers push back. We've got the ambulance moving up here. Mortar fire is going to be necessary. It's almost got the Schwer punted quarters as well. So much happening here. So much happening. And he's recruiting the mortar using the nearby ambulance maybe for reinforcement. Certainly some thoughts there. But the Schwer punted quarters now is almost taken out. Almost. Can he finish it off then? There we go. We got Ragnar here going for the Panzer 4. Dave here could go for the Sherman, by the way, right about now. Oh no, Sturmpanier is all but annihilated. My God, this Fritz, Jürgen and Otto everywhere. Ah, and I got some of Otto on me as well. And I hate Otto. He stinks. Strength to the 5th cover there being suppressed here, close, well, slowly, very slowly closing there T2. Can he though take out the Schwerpunted core before he gets out of Panzer IV? Because that could really dictate a lot about this fighting. I mean, if he gets out of the Panzer IV, yeah, it's not going to happen. He'd have to be obscenely lucky, and he wasn't. Schwerpunted core is kaputt. And now Ragnar essentially has sort of two major routes he can go for. They're either trying to pull for a King Tiger, in which case he goes for a mechanized regiment. Or he could try and go for another Schwerpunted quarters, try to go for a medium tank again, try and protect some more territory. I mean, they're sort of roughly the same expense. I mean, that's sort of fun thing. First, lose your Schwerpunted quarters. At some stage, you're actually better off just going for the King Tiger, since roughly you're paying about as much as going for another Schwerpunted quarters, and then actually going for a medium tank. That's a little fun note there. Mortar fire raining down in the west here. We got a bit of skirmish right for the flank up behind the foot. Got the 5th Scupper supporting as well here. And Dave here goes for the Sherman tank. No ECH or anything else. In fact, there's still no doctrine for Dave. Out of the way, he's going to be the one getting out of tank. And we can see it, Ragnar going for the mechanized regiment. He's clearly aiming for the King Tiger. A bit of a risky move in some ways versus Dave. In particular, since Dave is an aggressive player, they could very well punish him before gets off anything. Right here, big push is where, good grenade and quite useful for Dave. But sadly, Dave, while he does like grenades, has not researched them in this match. Which does make it hard for him to punish some of the things Ragnar does. But we'll see. I mean, he could still end up researching grenades. He could still end up going there. Lighter skirmishing in the flank. Sherman almost done. Almost, but not quite. And there you go. Got the M4A3 out here for Dave. Democracy. The 3rd Armoured Division. 5th Cavalry swings. Oh, retreating. I thought it briefly looked like he was just going to move up and sort of push through for the south of the Sherman attack from the north, but instead he just ends up retreating. Sherman rolling in, 5th Cavalry on the way. He can easily just switch over to high explosive rounds here because he knows his opponent doesn't have any sort of assist to counter the Sherman anytime soon. Theoretically, he didn't even go for Scots, just going in for a pair of them, which could, I think, be more devastating, but at the same time, when he does get out some armour, that is Ragnar does, the Sherman will be able to help with that, whereas the Scots would not have. But Sherman's have not a bad choice. Backing into mine, though, is definitely not the best situation. Got the line for going there, firing away. Very, very closing in the veterans. 1 second, Kednev on the way for Ragnar. Having nothing else to find until he gets to the King Tiger to deal with any army, he obviously has to commit to another Kednev. He could, though, also consider Panzer and the Sturmpaniers, but something tells me saying up for airborne assaults and maybe valiant assaults, and doesn't want to spend his munitions on something, as trivial as a Panzerschreck. Oh, Lord, no. Got a smaller push here being committed by Ragnar. Sturmpaniers, Fallschirmjägers, MG34 sort of rolling up here, Dave's western side, even as he's also trying to push up the eastern side. We'll have to see how that works out. More importantly, which one does Dave respond to the tank with? I mean, the eastern one is much more vulnerable since he has no Kednev, as the western one is, where it is. Folks up, got the Sherman moving in here, catching the Foxes out in the open, shoots, gets a few good kills there. Very good shot, pursuing them with aggression, fury in the hearts of the Sherman. And there you go, Foxes taking hits, the Kednev's up, hits a truck instead. And going for the Kednev, forcing that away. Got 5 kills already on the Sherman tank. Shoots, wipes out half the Kednev crew, flanks up behind the Sherman, hits a mine, the Kednev nearby, needs to get in on that, Kednev cleared out. Another hit there, and there you go, forcing retreat, Fallschirmjäger moving from the south, Lieutenant nearby, flanking the Sturmpaniers. No grenades here for Davis, yet Sturmpaniers, halfway to 15, needs to get out there for the wipe. Kednev got wiped actually. Quite a loss there for him. Sturmpanzer's got this being marked if he doesn't retreat now. Artillery fire raining down. We got artillery called in here. No, it's air support. It's calling in the Luftwaffe. It's pressing, pinning down the nearby infantry. The Luftwaffe moves in to support the 2nd Panzer Division. As his men are forced away here, artillery fire takes out several Americans. Smokescreen called in by the Sherman to further cut the retreat. Also allow the rear and secure the Raketenwerfer nicely. Good work there by Dave in response here to Ragnar's attack. King Tiger, though, is not too far off. We're talking, I would say, roughly 2 minutes here for Ragnar, if he doesn't reinforce any of his troops. He can call in the King Tiger, and then he can sort of really begin putting the thumb screws on Dave there. Shooting here and there. And the rest, we've got the 50 caliber, the MG54. That is if they want on engagement. The 50 caliber easily wins. Oh no! No, he was caught repairing his tank. Not sure what went wrong there, but his entire unit got wiped and the Sherman was stolen by Ragnar. Schnell Ludwig, high explosive round. 9 Ludwig, sets a thermos with coffee. I said high explosive round. 9 Ludwig, sets a sausage. A really big American one. Stop it, Ludwig. 9 sets a can of coffee. God damn it, Ludwig, they're over there. Stop raiding the American food supplies. You can do that after the battle. Sherman there rolling back, laying down a smoke screen, and fun fact, the Germans pretty much figured out quickly where the Americans used to store all the food and other supplies on their tanks, and got very good at looting them. Trying to get with the 50 cavalry. Could see a wipe there. This is pretty bad for Dave. Pretty good for Ragnar. Even the loss of the Schwerpunkt, which got attacked and now taking out not just the Sherman, but stolen away a 50 caliber as well. This is looking pretty awkward for Dave, who I suppose got a Raketenwerfer. But there you go. 2nd Sherman moving in. Should be able to take out here Ragnar's Sherman, his Beutepanzer, or loot tank. He's trying to get the rifle there before he gets taken out with the other Sherman. That's his best bet here. And there you go. Sherman down. Sherman down. He's got the fuel, he just needs to get the manpower and call in the King Tiger and put some nasty pressure on Dave, who's only got a Raketenwerfer and a Sherman, to then stop the King Tiger. Ah! It happened again! It happened again! What the hell's that? I'm guessing there must be some kind of selection issues here for Dave or something. I certainly happen to have myself, but to have it happen twice for your tanks. Retreating. Oh no! At least this time I was able to ensure the tank didn't fall into his opponent's hands, but that's gotta be really frustrating, really tilting. Need to fix up that Sherman though, and then sort of explain to the rifleman why they had to pick up the tank. Got 50 caliber more on the way here for Dave to replace the one lost to the Germans, who's now got 3 machine guns. Troops in reinforcing. 50 cav here, got the mortar as well. They're closing in emergency too. Ragnar is full, going to use artillery raining down. Ragnar just continued to, float fuel instead of just saving up a bit longer to just go for the King Tiger as fast as possible. I do feel like that is something that he needs to have a serious talk about himself on at some point. How he keeps feigning the fatherland like that. But there you go. King Tiger out. Tiger to Königstiger, gefechtsbereit. Achtung, Achtung, schwerer Panzer. Sherman here running through the German troops here. He should be able to soon hear the King Tiger on the horizon. In that case, he should begin preparing for the King Tiger. But of course, right now, he does not particularly have the situation lined for it resource-wise. And Dodge, and he still hasn't gone for anything. I mean, he almost seen the 30-minute mark. And there's still nothing there. Still nothing. That's definitely not good there for Dave. Falling back, King Tiger setting out. Got a bazooka team out there. They want us to use that thing on this thing? God damn. Command's gone crazy. There you go. Flanking up behind the King Tiger. Getting a few hits. There you go. Penetrating from the Sherman as he swoops right past it. Very nice play there. But I'm damaging the engine. The King Tiger's already taking some damage, but he quickly falls back here. As Ragnar just swamps the field of supporting infantry, makes it difficult to just get close here to the King Tiger. That's some more serious anti-tank weapons. We even got Panzer's up in the Sturmpanzers here just to increase the chance of dealing with any damaged armour. But still, no doctrinal choice there for Dave. I'm starting to worry a bit about that. I mean, he's kind of hit the point where there's just no logical reason not to use his doctrine. That's something to think either indicate he hasn't thought about it at all, or he's just heavily indecisive. Either way, neither of those two things are really good, I think. King Tiger being fixed up there. I mean, I'm guessing he's going to go for Jackson Tank Destroyer, though, to help counter the King Tiger. Points being hit left and right. We got another try for Ragnar. Is going to go for the Schwer Panzer quarters now to help secure territory.
Our supply line is cut. Germans are making a push.
Rifle push back. And then you go on the west. Got the Sherman and catching them. You've had 4 out in the open. 6 kills, noting no armor piercing rounds.
Capture point is being overrun.
At least at the moment. Shot fired, sniping out some poor bastard, the lieutenant's team. In fact, he took out the lieutenant himself before taking out another yank. Bazooka team opening up in the King Tiger. None of the rockets that penetrates the armor's thick hide of the King Tiger. There you go. Second shot though collapses. Most of the house side, then the reactions just get out of there before switching over to the next building. Still, no rockets actually penetrating the King Tiger. Got the Sherman up against the steel panties, all taking out there. More rockets flying. House there not looking too good either. Concussive grenade off of the mortar. Oh dear, another facade. They're about to collapse alongside the house. Rears need to fall back. Mortar farms taking out a full squad and lost the unit somewhere. That's probably machine gun crew that got, well, murdered. Here by the car point by an advancing fighting maker squad. Sherman Lieutenant Rifleman in here. Dave Close going to be able to call in a Jackson here. That's certainly going to be some time anyways. Still, no doctrine for Dave. Lost the mortar right moving forward. They got folks popping up and incendiary grenade hit the house, catching the rifle there very nicely. King Tiger under fire from the Sherman, but fails to penetrate. Though he does have armor piercing rounds. Readied up this time around. And to tank rifle against the King Tiger. Not enough damage to really damage the engine. Rifleman shot by the King Tiger. Mortar firing down, rifleman sending out here, troops sending out as well, 50 caliber rifleman.
Looks like we're getting into the excitement.
Setting up, there we go. Shot fails to penetrate the King Tiger's frontal armor. King Tiger turns, shoots, misses. A lot of bazooka fire, and this time they actually penetrate. Got an anti-tank grenade off there, damaging the engine. Sherman flanking about here, avoiding mostly the Raketen for King Tiger. There, it's going to hit into the smoke. It's going to hit into the smoke. And the King Tiger can't easily keep up. That's going to fall to attack ground. He's going to have to attack ground himself through the smoke. But he knows for the King Tiger. The King Tiger doesn't know where the Sherman's got the Schwer Panzer quarters. Oh, Schwer Panzer going. There we go. Gets the King Tiger. He gets the King Tiger. Good work there by Dave. Great work, in fact. Knocking out Ragnar's Königstiger, leaving him now without any arm on the field. And now Dave could actually safely go for Sherman and EC8. I mean, he could theoretically go for the Pershing, but that definitely also just feels like he's then wasted a lot of the doctrine's potential by going for it then this very late. I mean, there you go. He's playing for the Pershing, but like at the 34 mark, he could have Rangers out, he could use smoke, he could lay down mines, sandbags, just combined arms. There's so many things he could have done. So this is, I would say, a very weak doctoral choice. I mean, admittedly, Ragnar has been doing amazingly much, but still he used smoke, called in fighting makers, and used the airborne assault. He just needs to lay down something like a flank emplacement, use some bandit assault. He's got full doctrinal bingo there versus Dave. He just first got into the game in that sense, in you know, around the 34-minute mark. But Dave's going to be setting up here for the Pershing. We'll have to see how Ragnar reacts to that one. 252 though versus 325. 50 calibers nearby here. Sternpine's going to get caught between both of them. Concussive grenade off, but still, there is double 50 calibers. And a Sherman flanking up behind. Unless we got Rifle and Foxmakers, full grenades all shooting about and then running away. Sherman actually managed to kill one of his own around the Germans. And there you go, Panzerfaust and the Sherman. Oh, cancelled. The North East Rifle pushing forward. Got the fuel point there with the 50 caliber guarding that one. Getting over close to the enemy cut-off point. Mines going off, they're killing several riflemen. There you go, Sherman lands an excruciating hit on the rifleman. Rifleman being pinned down. Oh, he's going to lose the move, touching retreat. On the other hand, the MG-34 might also soon be lost. We got smoked down to cover up, I think, the retreat here up north. At least put up some of the troops, but doesn't halt the rear echelons, does not halt them. Also, in this case, lost the machine gun crews to about, and there you go, just force away the 5th cavalry. Got the 4th Sherman flanking in. Schwer punted quarters penetrating the rear armor of the Sherman tank. And Dave is roughly a minute and a few seconds away here from a Pershing. He's got the manpower, just needs the fuel. I mean, honestly, you get away with calling in a Rangers squad to with the submachine guns and then just stalling otherwise for the Pershing tank. As for Ragnar, it's a bit hard to say what exactly he's planning. Could be a Jagdpanzer, could be a Panzer IV, but I think by now we've chosen that, so it's either that or a Panther, maybe? Like, I mean, there's a theoretical option he's playing for another King Tiger, but that would be, I would say, suicidal and rather a gross case of folly. Kenneth moving about. Ooh, full wipe there against Ragnar, annihilating his Fallschirmjägers. Fifth car remaining in guard here over the eastern victory point, northeastern specifically. Since there are 2 eastern victory points, one in the south, one in the north. Dave is now seconds away here from the Pershing. As for Ragnar, it's hard to say what he's planning yet. It is definitely hard to say what he's playing at, what his battle plan is. But if he's not playing for a Panther or the Jagdpanzer, he might be forced to go for it now once the Pershing soon hits in a few moments alongside a Sherman. Because otherwise he's going to have no real way of stopping them. I mean, he's got 1 Kenneth and 1 Panzerwig to try and stop that level of armour. And I'm not entirely convinced that's going to work out there for Ragnar very well. Sherman Pershing, and there go machine guns all lined up. He's just getting hammered by the advancing tanks rolling through. Almost got the Kedman for there. And we begin the Panther there for Ragnar. But it is rather late and it's going to be somewhat outgunned here by Dave, to put it mildly. But there he goes, some aggressive harassment in the west again. Definitely good work there by Ragnar. Definitely good work. Hang on. Cat wants in. Impromptu cat break. There we go. Little cat. Smoke called in here, I think, to cover up the Schwerpanzer correspondence with much sound because they're getting absolutely hammered here by everything Dave's got. There we go. Smoke down. Aircraft crashing down though. Wow. And the Schwerpanzer quarters, it didn't even matter. It was just too late, too little, too slow. And once more, Ragnar here gets punished for setting up Schwerpanzer quarters in aggressively defensive position, particularly at this stage where it wasn't really a good capability to actually defend it long term. And then just slow calling in anything from it. Just absolutely nasty there for Ragnar. Absolutely nasty. Hits a mine there with the Pershing. I would certainly say that Ragnar's chances of winning this have dropped. I mean, it's not impossible, but it's not looking particularly encouraging either. I mean, he's going to have to try and go for another King Tiger now. Now the smoke's been down. This time I think the aircraft actually managed to pass before without getting shot down. Artillery fire all going off here, victory points wise. There's a lead here for Dave. Not a massive one, but still a lead there for him over Ragnar. Folks are pulling ahead here. Sean rolling in close to victory 3, opening up. They're getting a few kills from the Kedmeth, MG34, so anything else nearby. That's sort of easy targets. And they almost got the Kedmeth troops flanking in the east. Running into mines though. And we got a smoke screen down from the Sherman. Nice work. And there you go, the Kedmeth goes down. We got folks trying to flank up, getting behind some of Dave's units, but it's not quite working out. We can see that the Sherman is actually charging ahead, counter-attacking. Very good work. Oh dear, we could see why people the folks going to decide that he wants to do it. Almost got it. Almost, but gets away. Meanwhile, the Persian got fixed up. He's repairing his Sherman very close to the front line. He must have forgotten what happened, you know, when he did that in the first place. Setting out there with the Pershing. Rifle and reaction to push back. And we got grenades up for Dave. Finally, after so long time, he finally goes from grenades and his men, further increasing his chances of beating up Ragnar's troops close. He is about a minute away from a King Tiger if he can sort of maintain the fuel as it is, but that's going to be the trick here. I mean, as Dave's just pushing ahead, pummeling him into submission. So quite a challenge ahead there for Ragnar. Quite a challenge. I mean, you know, he went really for any sort of large amount of HMGs or orbital dart neither, which I think was a mistake. That just going for only one HMG squad against this as the game went on. I think an orbital dart squad, even two could actually done quite a bit of good there versus Dave. A lot of machine guns, but that's increasingly all Ragnar's got left. Besides some of the infantry, that's just lots of machine guns. Alright, seconds away from this second King Tiger for Ragnar. MD crew there taken out. In this case, a 50 copy stone there from Dave. Bottom this next target here for the Sherman's Wrath. Briefly considered a Panzerfaust, but decided against it. Oh no, lightning's gun moving into the head. Seems to have misclicked there by Ragnar. Sherman rolling back here, Lieutenant supporting. 31 kills though, really nasty work there for the Sherman, really nasty work. Lightest infantry shots kaput. And there goes second King Tiger out for Ragnar. Will this be able to turn the tide? Will this have the impact that Ragnar needs to destroy the American scum? So far though, not much luck here with the King Tiger. The first shot didn't make a huge splash. Second shot, not so much either. Close but no cigar. Close but no cigar. Downtown 83 versus Dave's 281. Sending a hit there with an infantry support. Needs to be covered, doesn't want to be too far ahead. He also has to hope that Dave hasn't been mining, though thankfully for him, Dave hasn't. So something that Dave could do better, and there's a mine chain there. Could do a lot to slow down any moves there from Ragnar in terms of armour. Particularly involves a King Tiger. In the south, we've got a skirmish going on. Steel Pioneers, MG34 supported here, in this case by flak emplacement. Note that the Steel Pioneers actually veteran found this pretty good here. No grenades off, except from Dave. Up in the northeast, we've got the King Tiger fighting on here against Dave's infantry, armour and tank destroyers. Not making any sort of notable progress, in fact being forced back. And here in the southwest, we've got a single rifle squad holding a full gun of Steel Pioneers occupied, using the power of double BARs. and the threat of grenades if they try to close in.
A capture point is under attack. Send your orders.
Pershing setting out there for Dave.
Capture point.
Catching a few Volksgrenadiers, and another Volksgrenadier here for Ragnar and for the 2nd Panzer Division. And we got combined arms. He's actually using combined arms. Amazing. It's such underutilized ability. It's great to see someone actually use it. But it doesn't feel like shooting. There you go. Assault going in here. Rifleman showing in there. King Tiger shoots, obliterates most of the riflemen. Got a Kedman up there in the King Tiger. And the West Hit troops being held up by a 50 caliber machine gun. Almost got the Raketna over there, which lands several hits on the Sherman, but the King Tiger is almost dead. Pershing shoots, almost get there. The Raketna effort. Combined arms to continue to last here, allowing the Pershing just to fight more efficiently. I mean, the funny thing is, the Americans weren't particularly known for being good at it. That was actually more of a German thing. It does feel a bit funny that the Americans actually get a bonus ability for it, whilst the Germans get zip. In fact, there are many issues where the units were actually dysfunctional, particularly infantry and armour struggling in many cases to actually cooperate together, even when they did such things and actually welting the foam to the back of their Sherman tanks. Troops trying to push in. We've got the Persian that's slowly pursuing the King Tiger, which is not looking very good. Not looking very good. Fortunately, they're being pushed back. We've got the light infantry gun abandoned. Just rubble and dead corpses everywhere. King Tiger would send to the Pershing. You could actually pop an HVAC round, maybe if some heavy damage. Shot bounced. King Tiger shot bounced. And there goes HVAC round. Penetrating hitting the King Tiger. Veterans you want gate. Smoke calling in the 50 cover there. Pershing on the way to pursue the King Tiger. Jackson following up. Sherman is being repaired somewhere. This time not leaving it right for Ragnar to steal. 127 versus 281. Got the 5th Cavalry moving up westwards, grabbing the eastern fuel here with the MG-34.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Skirmishing in the west. Ragnar forced away here by Dave. Jackson almost done. King Tiger is being repaired here by the one Steel Pioneer squad. Ragnar has and went for more than one. And interesting enough, he's not upgraded his repair or regiment head of Quetzals with the repair pioneers, which could even be nice for them, to be honest. So a few offsets I think there by Ragnar, to be honest, versus Dave. A few oversights. Dave almost got the Jackson ready, but doesn't have the population to be able to go for it. 42 kills, really astounding work on that Sherman. Smoke screen down, King Tiger shoots, misses. Again, shoots, misses. We've got air support called in again. Stoping right here from the Luftwaffe Stukas, heading at the exposed infantry. 5th Cavalry just dealing with German infantry, including the veteran for the MG-34. Pershing, Sherman and Pershing is, might try and flank behind the King Tiger. There's a really good move there by Dave. Going through the infantry with the Sherman here, crashing them, obliterating them. We're going to try and pop combined arms here just for the hell of it. More troop losses. There we go. Pershing shoots, fails to penetrate the King Tiger's front line. Jackson still waiting in the distance. Pershing shoots, misses the King Tiger, grenades off. Almost got the MG-34 there. Smoke's been down against MG-34, prevented from firing. Very good work here by Dave. Very nice flank overall. Trying to use the Pershing to deal with the MG-34, allowing them to use the infantry and then deal with the King Tiger. Unit lost here. And with this though, GG. Game over. Ragnar retreats. A loss for Germany. A victory for America, freedom and democracy. A nasty battle right here. In the end, I think Ragnar struggled a bit with precision in his fair punted quarters, but also some of Dave's tactics. Struggled to then get fuel, I think, sufficiently large numbers and actually pull ahead here against Dave. And for them not to get out any tanks. There were some issues there, and Dave was able to easily, I think, very solidly exploit them. Also, lack, I think, of more elite infantry than just that one fight to make a score was also a mistake there for Ragnar. David, I think, go pretty well. His Dark Soul choice was way too late. He could have done more with it, to be honest. That's, I think, something they could work on. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe to your friends, share it with everyone. If not, send in a replay. I want to provide some feedback in the comment section. This is Imperial Lynching. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you tomorrow for a nice hunting episode. Bye.